they look okay. But Honorable Speaker, matters of debt and its management are matters that are of concern to every Kenyan, and no one should really have feelings when you are discussing these matters. Furthermore, there is no prescription in this house that you don't speak to the gallery. You speak in this house, within its walls, whether you speak to the gallery, but every member can speak what is in his mind. Honorable Speaker, the debt management in this country are wanting, because if the levels are 55 and we are already speaking at 70 plus, clearly something is not right. Honorable Speaker, the debt management, and I'm happy because I've seen the amendment proposed for PFM Act, are accruing and increasing day in, day out. To an extent, the unborn children are bearing or are also supposed to pay the debt in this country. Why? Because of corruption, because of unclear budgets, because of integrity issues, transparency in budget, accountability in the governance. Honorable Speaker, we see empowerments every day in the State House, every day in our counties. Where are these kind of budgets coming from? Honorable Speaker, the unnecessary spending in this country is making this debt continue increasing day in, day out. When the government think of taxes, what of tax evasion? Are the big boys paying taxes or only the small boys paying taxes? This is maybe one area that is making the budget, the balance sheet not balance, so that we go on asking for money from international leaders or others. Honorable Speaker, could the government think of focusing on matters of production, mainly innovation, tech, which can enhance employability, and which can, issues like manufacturer, which can also enhance issues like export? These are the areas that the 100 government political advisors in the State House should be advising the government. Honorable Speaker, how do we attract the investors in this country? When the young youths demonstrate and they are charged with issues like terrorism, what is the government telling the investors who would want to come and invest in our country? So, Honorable Speaker, all these, including the mismanagement, the corruption, the massive looting, are issues that this House should be discussing. We shouldn't really be comparing ourselves with America, with the countries like Japan, because if it is matters of production, we know how much production is in America compared to Kenya. So, Honorable Speaker, issues like housing. Housing is an avenue that should be left to investors. So when the government want to compete with investors and do things like housing, maybe that kind of money could have been used elsewhere, which would have enhanced a certain area, let's say like exploration of gas or minerals or oil in Turkana and others, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am very happy to see one recommendation on amendment of PFM Act, but I want to ask the committee to be more candid and aggressive in this amendment. What is in my mind, Honorable Speaker, when we are giving the government sometimes an open check, and we say so long as we are not going beyond 55, we are still okay. I think we leave it and we leave a loophole. Maybe what this House and the committee should legislate and make an amendment in the PFM Act is to ask transparency. What are we borrowing such amount of money? For what project such amount of money? We put full disclosure to this House. We approve a certain amount of money that would be borrowed, knowing too well that the money is going to be spent in this area to the last penny. Matters of interest rate. These are issues that the experts should guide the government with. At times we may borrow when the interest rate is at, when the exchange rate is at 100%, then the exchange...
Half a second, please.
half a minute.
Which cannot work, so 1 minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have seen at time the exchange rate skyrocket. Maybe we borrowed at 100, at an exchange rate of even 80. And when we are paying back, we are paying at an exchange rate of 130. These are matters where the experts who advise the government or treasury should be discussing when they are borrowing, so that they agree that could even the exchange rate increase, we could pay not beyond this kind of exchange rate. With that, Honorable Speaker, I thank you. I speak of corruption, massive looting, this unnecessary empowerment, and I ask the government to focus on production.
Very well.